This podcast is brought to you by BMW Group Canada. Hello, and welcome to Collision Repair Magazine's Industry Insider Podcast. Today, we catch you up with the industry's latest news, as well as take a glimpse into emerging smart technology.
So it's been an interesting week in collision repair in the United States this week. One of the things that had caught my eye was the fact that on October 1st, a note was received by Volkswagen certified auto body repair facilities, which talked about a new policy that could have major ramifications for collision shops in the United States. Here to talk a bit more about that is Allison Rogers, my colleague who's been covering the story.
The letter read, Volkswagen of America has continuously committed to ensuring collision repairs restore each vehicle's integrity and every customer's confidence. To continue our commitment to customer safety and our CCRF program investment, we are pleased to announce two changes that will take effect by the end of January 2020. The first change requires the automaker to ask definitive proof that a collision repair facility and its repairs are qualified to complete particular side impact repairs before providing the shop with the appropriate OEM parts. Upon ordering the restricted parts, facilities will be required to submit repair plans, test welds, documentation of training and evidence of properly calibrated VAS welders to a third-party auditor for approval. Once the shop is approved, the restricted parts will be released by the automaker to the dealership and be delivered to the repair facility.
Before we get into a little more detail about that note, it's just clear that the long short of Volkswagen America's new policy is that it is making a play to step between drivers and auto insurers and help control the auto repair process.
The automaker has yet to disclose which parts will be specifically affected, only calling the changes B-pillar parts restrictions applying to vehicles involved in a variety of side impact collisions. Typically, parts restrictions like this are only practiced with luxury repairs, making Volkswagen America's move unique as it demonstrates a mass-market OEM putting improved facilities and heightened repair quality above potential sales.
It's also a bit of a shock for the industry that a popular vehicle brand could be so confident that it will be able to restrict auto insurers' impact on estimations. But there's more to the note. In fact, the next section has even larger ramifications for the industry in the States.
So Volkswagen America will now be offering free towing to its customers in the event of a collision to the nearest Volkswagen certified collision repair facility in the event of a collision.
What I find most exciting about that is that this might be a case of the tail wagging the dog. Where else does this policy happen for Volkswagen?
Volkswagen Canada has actually offered roadside assistance and free towing to the nearest collision repair facility, Volkswagen certified collision repair facility, for quite some time now.
So again, they're a sign that, like Fix Auto, the good people of Volkswagen seem to consider Canada a bit of a testing ground.
Mitchell Technologies recently held a proof-of-concept demo earlier this week to demonstrate the predicted capabilities of its XR smart glasses technology and its integration into collision repair centers. I'm currently on call with Mitchell Senior Vice President of Sales, Services, and Repair for Auto Physical Damage Solutions, Jack Rozint. Hi, Jack.
Hi, good morning.
All right, so Jack, most people by now have probably heard of augmented reality or AR technology, where computer-generated content is projected within a user's real-world view. For those listening that don't know, think Pokemon Go and how users can see the Pokemon pasted into the real world through their smartphone cameras. That's using AR technology. So, Jack, what are the main differences between AR and XR technology?
Sure. So XR is actually a term that Qualcomm is using, and it's an umbrella term that includes augmented reality, virtual reality, or VR, and mixed reality, or MR. And so that's the term that they are using to kind of bring these three leading-edge technologies together into what they call extended reality, which combines all three into a common platform on which you can build solutions.
So what is the role that extended reality technology can take in a collision repair facility?
Well, that's a great question. So the amount of information needed to process a collision repair is just exploding. years ago, they used to say that a technician, if they studied 5,000 pages of documentation, they could know pretty much everything about how to do collision repairs on all the existing vehicles. And, today that number has exploded into tens of millions of pages of documentation for OEM repair procedures, for refinish systems, and on for all the equipment used in the process. So that explosion of information has led to the need for different platforms and different architectures that allow access to that information more seamlessly, on demand, and to meet the needs of the technician who's facing a different challenge with each vehicle that rolls in the door. Years ago, different manufacturers would come in with different vehicles and they would change from year to year, but the basic construction, the materials used, and the technologies involved are all pretty much the same. Today, every manufacturer's vehicle, even within their own product line, is different, and the joining methods, the diagnostics, the ADAS systems, all are unique in each vehicle platform and therefore require specialized information to process. So that's where a technology like this really helps.
So walk me through, what can repairers and technicians be able to expect when using Mitchell's smart glasses for repair purposes in the future?
We've been looking at a number of different use cases. One of the most compelling is the ability for a technician, while working on the vehicle, or for a repair planner while disassembling a vehicle, to be able to access the OEM repair procedures on the smart glass screen while still keeping both hands free so that they're able to work. So, for example, if I'm sectioning a rail, I can have the rail sectioning procedure right in front of me, and with a simple voice command, I'm able to page through it, to zoom in, to go back a page, to move on to the next procedure, all through voice commands while my hands are actually performing the work. So if you think about that from the old way of doing it, which would be I'd have to stop what I'm doing, turn around. Hopefully there would be a screen of some kind in my technician stall. If not, I'd have to walk back out to the front office, look up a repair procedure, print it out, or somehow get it back next to the car and go back to work. Now all that can be done in real time as I'm working. And it's on demand, so that, if I begin a job thinking that I don't need any additional information, get partway through it and suddenly realize, well, actually, I don't know what to do next. I can use voice commands and pull up the index, scroll through it, find the information I need, and keep right on working. So it's an amazing technology to be able to support the repair process that's done consistently with OEM repair procedures, because it makes the access to those repair procedures much more simple and much more powerful.
Mm-hmm. So with concerns over smart device distraction during work hours, is there any worry that the XR glasses may be a bit much for some people to handle?
Well, I checked with my daughters, and they're both teenagers, and they seem to be able to keep their noses on a screen all day long without too many delirious effects. So I think we're all getting used to digital content in all aspects of our life. I mean, my car has a heads-up display when I drive. This is just another computing platform, and it's similar, if you think about it, when you're wearing these glasses. It's similar to having something like a 7-inch tablet, a couple of feet away from your face, in an area that's slightly off to the side of your field of vision, so that you can maintain your field of vision on the work you're doing, but with a simple glance up, it's analogous to having that 7-inch tablet, held at almost arm's length, just outside your field of vision. So it takes a minute to get used to it, but not very long, and our eyes are able to adjust back and forth pretty quickly to those types of scenarios. Not too unlike working in an office where you're on the screen 1 minute and talking to somebody standing next to you the next minute. So we've had good experience so far in our trials.
So what did you show off with your proof of concept demo earlier this week? What were you hoping the public takeaway would be?
Well, we're really looking at, because there's so many potential use cases for this in a collision repair environment, we were looking at all the different scenarios in which it might be able to be used. And we actually did a lot of the proof of concept work in Canada with a large repair organization there. And what we found is that there's at least 3 scenarios that this is very useful technology for. One is the vehicle check-in process. So that, where you're checking in the vehicle, you need to take pictures all around the vehicle to document any pre-existing damage. You need to get the VIN number in the system, and those types of things. All of that's really done elegantly with the XR smart glasses, where you can just basically zoom in on the VIN number, scan it automatically off a barcode or a QR code, or do OCR reading of the VIN on the dash, and then go around the vehicle and quickly, using voice commands, have the smart of the vehicle and voice annotate any damage that you might find, whether there's rust on the dent that's in the back, on the front end collision and things like that. And what we've seen is that's been able to reduce the check-in time from 20 minutes down to 7 or 8, which in a very large, high-volume facility, that's really important. Another thing that's really important about that is the consumer is not standing there waiting all those additional minutes now. Not to mention that they are now getting an increased level of confidence in the repair organization when they see the types of technologies that are being used in the initial interaction they have with the repairer. So that's been a very powerful app. The second, we already talked about technicians using it during the repair to be able to get access to OEM repair information. Another variant of that use case is all of our diagnostic solutions at Mitchell have the ability to support a remote technician connecting to the diagnostic tool to assist a user on site to get through a difficult diagnostic issue. So our Bosch tools, have in them the capability to have remote support. And what happens there is you can have the diagnostic tool connected to the vehicle, a highly experienced diagnostic technician remotely on the phone, on the glasses, supporting the conversation while they're seeing what you're seeing as the technician at the car as they guide you through troubleshooting an electronic repair or replacing an ADAS sensor or things like that. So that's another really strong use case. And then the third one is vehicle teardown. Just as the vehicle is being torn down and the estimates being initially developed, the repair plans being developed, that's another great use where you're able to access repair procedures, take pictures, and voice annotate documents or photos while you're doing the initial meticulous disassembly of the vehicle in order to create the repair plan. The goggles are a wonderful platform for that as well.
Jack, what do you see in the development of this tech in the next few years? When do you predict it could be fully integrated into collision repair workspaces?
Boy, that's a great question. Where's it going to be in 3 years or 5 years? The science fiction movies are talking about chips being embedded in our heads. I don't know if we're going to get to that with a collision technician. But one of the things that came out at our conference this week was that one of the predictions that's being made is that cell phone use in general, smartphone use in general, is going to migrate to goggles, and a majority of consumers, just in their day-to-day lives, may wind up wearing some form of smart glasses 3 years from now and get rid of the phone because it's a more convenient, it's a hands-free footprint, and it has the ability, to enable you to have that dual vision of looking at the real world while you're looking at the virtual world in the glasses view. So that was I was kind of surprised when I heard that this week that many who are just observing the consumer space are thinking about smartphone migrating towards glasses as the most common platform for personal computing. So in that scenario, if that's even close to being accurate, you could expect that most all of the customer service representatives and the technicians in a collision repair facility might be wearing some form of this technology 5 years from now.
Where can people go to learn more about Mitchell's smart glasses technology?
Well, we have a little bit on our website. We just put up our press release this week, and more will be coming. Again, we are still in our proof of concepts, which have been going extremely well. And as those develop, there'll be more announcements, and we'll have more on our website about as these products emerge and become generally available. But anybody, of course, that's in the collision business can always contact their Mitchell representative and get the latest information.
All right. Well, Jack, thank you so much for talking to me today.
My pleasure.
All right. Take care.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See you.